Dr. Herb Howard, you're going to be inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
No kidding. Well,
He's speechless.
I am speechless. That's great. I'm very pleased with it.
Tonight we're here to honor Dr. Herb Howard from the University of Tennessee. Dr. Howard has launched literally thousands of broadcast professionals into the industry. He is one of the most caring, gifted, scholarly talents that I've ever known.
Dr. Herb Howard is an amazing guy. Started in the mid-1940s at WJHL Radio in Johnson City. Then when JHL put the first TV station on there, he was the first weatherman and also was involved in other programming.
The years that I worked both radio and TV, I would work radio during the daytime hours, and I was program director, and I was on air in the afternoon. And then at 5 o'clock, I would leave the radio station and go up to the television station and gather the information I needed for the nightly weathercast that I did.
He decided along the way to go into academe. He had his bachelor's degree from East Tennessee State, so he went over to UNC and got a master's, and then on to, I believe it was Ohio, for his PhD. Came back to UT in Knoxville and rounded out a career with several decades of teaching. When he retired several years ago, he was assistant dean of the College of Communications in UT.
I was lucky enough many years ago to be in a graduate program with Dr. Howard as my professor. And I have to tell you, Herb Howard has made a real difference in my life.
Dr. Herb Howard wrote the book on broadcasting. No, I mean literally, he wrote the book.
A really knowledgeable guy with great historical perspective, and someone who wasn't just your professor, he was your friend as well.
One of the highlights of Herb's, and for me, of our relationship is many years later, when I owned some radio stations, I invited him to spend a week at our stations in Jackson, Mississippi. And it was a true delight for our station staff, as well as for Herb, to see real stations in action again.
I remember in a history of broadcasting class, this would have been about 1967 or so, he asked the class, he said, now take yourself back to 1943, or maybe it was 45, and you're here in Knoxville. What broadcast entertainment would you have? And so he went on to enumerate the stations that were on the air and what network affiliations they were. And he could really take you there. And he was one of the few professors who actually had experience in the business.
We want to say thank you, though, to Dr. Herb Howard, who has made such a difference to so many people. Thanks, Herb.